Yes.
said that when it fills up, they'll buy another server.
Okay.
And they'll keep it going.
And
It'll work for a while.
I mean, they are really, really encouraging us, and they're
Right.
trying not to set any limitations on this, which is kind of neat,
No, I
you
think
know?
it's great.
So anyway, you can actually then go ahead and click on it just so they can see, you know. So if you want to know the information about the student, you have the whole form for the course substitution, and then if you scroll down, Terry, what we've added here, I should say what Nancy has worked on, is to actually put all of the backup data as well. So this information is there at our fingertips instead of Nancy being at home or up in Clearwater and her file cabinet being down at the Gibbs campus and not being able to. This is going to be a lifesaver for her. I really, really know that. It's really going to help us.
You'll always know where she is, right?
She's going to be spending all her time on SharePoint, right? Okay, let's go back. And go back again. No, stay under students. And then I wanted to show you the other one that we've put out there is the grad checks. Isn't that where you put one too? That's another area that we are, busy in. And you'll notice, see, we're trying to come up with our naming conventions. So here we're looking at last name, student number, and then the actual what do you call that? Degree code. The actual degree that we're trying to put them out on, okay? So go ahead and click on that one so that everybody can see. And then this is the information that Nancy can go through, and we can see this because when students also have certificates, they come back, they can graduate a couple of times. They can graduate with an AS, a certificate, an AA, and then on to the BAS. So students can have all of that flexibility. Okay, you want to come back now.
Now, with having that much in your grad checks, do you think you're going to put all of them in one folder, or are you going to organize them by semester when they graduate, or by student?
I would say by semester.
Well, but then if you do it by semester, I mean, this is just the way we're talking about it.
It should be by student, and
It
then
should
break
be
it
a
down by
student and
semester.
then by semester,
Right.
because then you would have to go into every semester file to see if the student
Fine.
resides there, yeah.
Which is
So,
the way
which
mine
is,
file
and
is
that's what
right
we're
now.
trying to, the value of this is to set it up so we only have to go one location, one place to find data.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Shane.
No, it's okay. We're also looking at extending it with the database so that you can
Oh, yes.
execute it from any angle or any
It's
distance.
full text search, right?
Yes.
What database are you looking at?
Actually, right now, it have to be accessed. They are restricting us where we can't actually do custom programming in C#, so we can't actually hit SQL, but we can use
I was
access
curious
to it.
with something like that.
Yeah, they won't let us go out there and play with it. I don't know, there's a couple of super users. I think maybe if I demonstrate to the president that we are really making use of this and the things we're doing, he might allow us to have a little flexibility. Right now, I know Brian Frank, who is the Dean of Public Safety, he is the one who's working with Shane to get that database set up as a front end. Once that happens, then it's just student name or student number, and you can pull up all the information you want about that student that we have residing on this site.
We'll back you up for a small fee.
Go ahead.
I was also going to point out, we do have links into, we have a prototype right now with links into the Google API, so we can actually contact Google, find out your location, and upload it within our SharePoint site, so we can know where you're at all times.
You're going to watch it now with SharePoint with Big Brother watching, Yes.
You mentioned backup, some of it. Is this server backed up, I'm presuming?
I have never asked Jamie that question.
I can guarantee it is.
But the reason I'm saying that is the biggest supporter of this SharePoint is the president. So I'm certainly sure that everybody is making sure that it's backed up, that it's taken care of, and we get the support that we need. Now, that's another area where they're probably going to have to start really looking into somebody to support it. Right now, it's just I pick up the phone or I see Jamie walking down the hall and I grab grab his shirt, you know, and ask him a question. But before long, they're going to have somebody that completely supports this, because you're all going to go back from here, start doing some things, if you not have already started, and you're going to have questions and things of that nature. Yes.
And can I be selfish, Joe and I? From sitting and advising, you know, I'm thinking, I mean, it's great to run your office, so to speak, which we were talking about, but I mean, what is the information? One of the things I always run into over in advising is somebody will come in and they want to do a grad check for an AS degree 6 years ago. Where do I find that entry? You know, where do I find that definition?
Yeah.
Or when you talk about course substitutions, not per student, but where's all the the information we need? There's a directory. You know, I can't list all the good advising stuff at the moment, but the stuff we need from you, I'd rather not call you.
What the president wants us to open up, isn't it? And that, yes, go ahead, Mary, go ahead.
I'm in Central Records, so in order to see graduate, the catalogs, call one of us in graduation department up in that area, Central Records at DO. But that is a good point, like you're saying, we should be able to put that up there. But
Because part of the beauty of that is everybody, most of it, everybody can get to. So what's the information in your department that other folks need? So I don't have to call you.
And to complement that, training.
Yeah, and training on how to do it. But these are the conversations and the dialogues that the president's hoping we're going to do from this. And I'll be perfectly honest, Nancy, myself, Terry, even Shane, none of us have any problems with working with other people and trying to make something, a prototype for the college and give you access to advising areas. If you're an advisor, I can't see any reason why you can't look at our advising piece, In fact, I would like to be able to know that that's what you're doing, because we have some real, I'm not going to say issues, but challenges with AS programs and advising. Very much so.
Exactly.
And so it would be really nice if I could go to the advisors and say, hey, use this. A student comes in and asks you a question about they want to do something with technology in AS, go to this place and find your information.
It's like a quantum leap, and it's not for the idea of saving a phone call, but it's like a quantum leap. I appreciate that. That's really innovative.
Are we still keeping paper copies then? Because that graduation check was written out.
Because it's signed, anything that's signed, that is something that we're checking into, because legally it's changing. And electronic signatures are being, are being held up in court, as well as if you scan a document with a signature on it, it's holding up. So in answer to that, Eva, we're going to have to find out. Right now, I'm not throwing anything away. We are really not ready just yet for that. But I will have to look into all that when that happens. Okay, so let's go back. Was there anything else I was going to talk about here? I'm trying to think. Pretty much it's just all of the data that we use. I mean, college-wide forms can be, there's going to be some redundancy to where it's stored. But the one thing that really bothers me about the way that the college has set up their information and their websites is that nothing is in one place. You go here sometimes for this, and you go here sometimes for that, and it's annoying to remember, oh that's right.
Well, and it changes that next week.
Yeah, those files are not, so what I'm hoping to do, even though there will be some redundancy, I want to make it available to our department in one place. This is where it is. This is where you go to get the information you need. So you don't have to be guessing all the time. We do a lot of work with curriculum. We do a lot of work with assessment. And here's another big one that really I wanted to show you. Where is it? 3-year course review. That is faculty, staff, and myself are all, and the instructional design technologists are all involved in that one particular area. So what I'd like to do is be able to get this off the ground as well, so that I can put it out there by year, really. It's 3-year course review is done. Oh, now they're changing it to 4-year, so we'll have to go out and change the titles of it. And it's gonna be hard. I've been saying 3-year review for so long, you know?
Wow.
But it's a lot of work. They're finding that it's a lot of work, and we just can't keep up the pace, you know, so. Anyway, textbooks and course materials. We have a common textbook across our department, so this is nice. We have a form of, you know, the file gets set up anytime there's a change is made to it. That's where it's saved, and then faculty can always see what we have on record as their textbooks or information. Internships is very big in our department right now, and we're doing a lot of work on internships, and I'd like to talk with Susan Bazuki-Eber and try to see what data she would like us, and I would, of course, give her full access to our internships. So we are working across some departments. Articulation agreements, that's something that I work with Amy Brush and their crew there, so there could be some sharing of information on that one as well. And anything that we can, and the big gas, the big schedule. Oh, that thing is really taking my life over. Click on that, would you please? Okay. You would think, you know, we have our own forms that we keep for statistics so that we know week by week what our enrollments are in all of our classes. We have to know what our room reservations are, and of course textbook information because it changes by term. So those are the kinds of things that we're going to be looking at. And we just found out yesterday that the spring schedule is final. It's there and it's final and there's no changes. That has only taken us weeks of changes. So that'll be good that we can go with it, you know. So I'm done, right?
No.
Uh-oh.
One of the big things for me was the calendar. So I just wanted to bring that
Oh,
up.
go ahead. This is a calendar. Did you want to talk to it?
No. I just wanted, I can say, I came in January, and part of my problem was not sure exactly what was going on within my department, as well as what was going on within the college. And I created my own calendar. We created a calendar for our rooms at the Epicenter. I actually asked for calendars for Terry and Dr. Setterlind and Nancy, so that I knew what was going on, where I was supposed to be, if I was missing an event, whatever. And I actually had asked around at the college if they had a Google Calendar or a Microsoft Calendar that was global that I could actually connect to. Well, with SharePoint, at least with CCIT, I now have a calendar that I can actually add to my Outlook and to my phone, so that I know immediately what's available within our department, or what's going on in terms of schedule within our department. Yes?
Just a couple steps back. A lot of what you presented relates to your department, CCIT. But when you clicked on articulation agreements, there's some areas that relates to computers with P-Tech. Is there some articulation that goes on outside of the college?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
But that's not to say that it can't. If we set up our permissions correctly and each area that we're working on and different programs that we're working on, I can see that being shared.
Yeah, quite a few students come in and say, well, I've done this at P-Tech. Does that mean I get credit for here? And
Right.
This is an
And
incidental.
just so that you would, even as advising, well, that's a piece then that advising would like to have access to.
Yes.
What articulation agreements do we have with P-TECH and with all of the Pinellas County high schools?
Right. It's there and it's accessible.
And it would be right there accessible for you too. I've got a feeling I'm building the advising website.
Thank you very much. You caught the drift.
Well, the only one college has made it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mary?
Okay, what's the difference between Outlook calendar and SharePoint calendar?
Well, actually, the SharePoint calendar is visible for anybody that goes into our department,
Within
CCIT,
your department, though, correct?
but it could be college-wide.
You can
But
go
what,
out to our calendar.
Anyone with
Right.
login credentials for the college.
but the benefit is this calendar can link to Outlook like an Outlook calendar. So that, like I said, right now when I go into my Outlook and I look at my calendar, I have like 8 different schedules so that I know everybody and what they're doing, and they can see mine as well. This is actually, we're even considering or prototyping, I guess,